All right, hey there, everyone. Tent Guy. I'm on with a fellow owner of a event rental company, Jared Nigro. I'm actually setting up a tent tomorrow morning, so we came out the night before to have some fun. So yeah, I'm on the street right now, but this is just normal life. So how you doing, Jared?
I'm good. Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
That's Thank you. I appreciate that you came on and everything.
Definitely.
So basically, we just start with like who you are, how you
Sure.
got into this, and basically how you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. So, my brother had a graduation party a year or two ago, and I saw the price tag on it. And so, I knew there was some money in the event rental industry, and so from then on out, I just got into it because I had some money saved up, and I always knew I wanted to start a business. So I took the leap, and it's been good so far. This is my second year. It was a weird first year with COVID, but it's been good so far. You know.
So what is it that you mainly do? Like, what is in your inventory?
Yeah, definitely. So I have come July, as the industry's crazy with the tent manufacturers. It's so backed up. So come July, I'll have 6 tents, and I do tents, tables, chairs, lighting, and that's the primary rentals for sure.
What is your size tents you currently have?
Just 20 wide. So I have two 20 by 30 pole tents, a 20 a 20 by 20 pole tent, and then I have a 20 by 30 expandable frame tent, and I have a 20 by 40 expandable frame tent coming in July. So I'm just going to try to weed out my pole tents and just do frame tents
Oh, really?
because yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, and I don't have much experience, but from what I've heard, frame tents are quicker and easier to set up. And I think at a larger scale they are, maybe 30 wides and 40 wides. 20 wides, I feel like pole tents are easier than frame from my little experience that I have.
Kind of
But
depends. What kind of frame tents do you have?
uh, well, they're Aztec expandables. West Coast, West
West
Coast.
Coast. Okay, West Coast is a little harder. If you had high peak frame tents, which has that like false center pole, they're super fast. Like you can get up a high peak 20 by 20 faster than you could get up a 20 by 20 pole tent.
Really?
Yeah, West Coast is a little rough because you have to drag everything over, and
Yeah, it's a pain. So there is that. I mean, the frame, the poles, the frame poles do bother me because it's a lot to drag over, like you said. I do want to get into high peak frames eventually as when a step up from the West Coast and try to market that, more towards weddings. But no, right now I charge the same price for my pole tents and my frame tents, and I've just started doing that this year because I only have 20 wides, and customers do not know the difference. You know what I
right.
mean? I mean, I still try to do the best I try to do the best by them. If it's on pavement, I'll bring a frame tent. If they need a lot of space, I'd do a frame tent to avoid the center pole. But it's been good so far.
Right. And you got tables and chairs. You said like what kind of are you running? Wood tables or plastic tables?
So I do wood 8-foot banquet tables. I've had a lot of clients ask for the rounds, so I know I need to get into them. I just don't have a lot of space right now, and I'm at the moment I'm just dedicated to the banquets. So
Right.
I've just been, I mean, I'm done probably buying those, and I'll start doing the rounds. I think I have 45 banquets, and then
Right.
I have some not obscure ones, but I have 5 cocktail tables and 5 waist height 36-inch rounds.
Right.
Uh, but the banquets are the main table.
Cocktail tables are a big thing for me. They're we
Mhm.
consider an upsell. I think
Yeah,
I have like close to 70 cocktail tables,
really.
and we try to get that at least two out with every single job, with the spandex linen.
Okay,
Because the spandex linen I buy off of Amazon for like $10 and charge $14 for it.
that's
So like
awesome.
cocktail tables are like a big thing because the way I sell it to customers is saying like, hey, everyone's gonna gather around these. Whether you
Hmm.
have tables and chairs on the tent, you have some cocktail tables outside of the tent. This is where people are gonna gather. So at minimum, we get two. For a wedding, we try to get like 10, but like it's just an easy upsell and they take no room in the truck.
No,
And
I can. Mm.
right, and they're fairly cheap to buy.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, for me, at starting out, at least, they were not cheap for me. I bought from Palmer Snyder, so I bought good ones,
Right,
and I forget the price, but for me to buy them, my first year was like, oh, this is a punch in the gut. But I mean, I'm super happy I bought them. They're brand new tables, and like you, I try to get them out. I tell customers as you said, guests will congregate around them. It keeps people close to the event, and I try to rent them out every time as an upsell, and they've been good for me. So I'm super happy with that purchase.
Right. Yeah. Paul and Snyder ones are good. Basically, 10 years from now, once the top starts to go bad, you just take that bottom piece off and screw
Okay,
it to the other side, and then you
that's
have
a
two
good
tops.
idea. I like that. I like that a lot. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, you basically get 20 years out of them.
Not bad.
Yeah, you just take that piece off and screw it to the other side, and try to get it centered. You don't have to do all the measuring and stuff. You can pretty much eyeball the center.
Yeah, whatever. If it works.
But so, what other upsells are you doing? Like, are you doing like garbage cans and butt depots and?
Yeah, good question. So it's funny, I thought of butt depots because of you. I do want to get into those. I haven't had any clients ask for them, but I think it's a good, something they don't think of, such as trash bins, which I do rent out. I bought those when I first started my company. I thought I would do packages, and I watched your video, and you don't do packages either because people try to manipulate it into pain. So
Yeah, it
I
is.
I had trash cans included in that, and then so I just had them, and they rent out all the time. And then a big thing I want to try to start renting out as an upsell is my friend and I made bistro light poles. So I'm sure you've seen them. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to use a wine barrel because those look really good, but I just didn't. I wasn't ready to spend the money on a wine barrel or whiskey barrel, so I have just little garden pots with some cement in it and a pipe going up. So I'm going to try to rent those out with the lights separately, $1 a foot for bistro lighting. They look really good. I'm happy with them. We just made them, so they haven't rented out yet, but that would be a good upsell.
No, I mean you're in Massachusetts, Northeast like me. It's a little harder. I have certainly done them, and I've done them with pipe and drape poles. But like the
Mhm.
problem is, pipe and drape wants to bend, and it's annoying.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is like when you see pictures of that setup with whatever base you got and the Italian bistro lighting just strung all over the place, it looks real nice.
Yeah. No, it does look really good, and it's funny that you say the bending of the pole. I don't have not only will the pole kind of bend, not so much that's not so much my issue, but there's not enough weight in the base because it's a relatively small planter. So I actually have two, one string going up, splitting into two at the top of the pole, and I'm staking them down. So there's two stakes on each pole. So they're sturdy then, but I definitely don't have enough weight at the bottom without the stakes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The wine barrel is, I mean, because you can configure a wine barrel to be either used as a wine barrel or the pipe with the pole on it for the lighting,
Yeah.
or as a cocktail table kind of thing, or for a bar or whatever. And depending on the use that you use it for, if you've got screws in it on one side for a plate or whatever, you can flip it over and that can be used as a cocktail table. And if you use it as
Okay.
a bar, doesn't matter what you have on either side. Wine barrels are crazy, dude. Like people just love wine barrels. I have no idea. Like I find wine barrels online for like on Facebook Marketplace for like $80 a piece,
Yeah.
and then I rent them out for $45 a piece. And
That's awesome.
people just like I can't ever have enough wine barrels, but
I want to get some.
they take up space.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could definitely see them taking up a ton of space.
Speaking
Um,
of space, like what's your storage situation like?
yeah, definitely. I just want to say to everybody watching and yourself, sorry, it looks like I'm looking away, but on my screen you're on the left, so I'm looking at you, but it looks like I'm looking away.
It's all right for everyone who's just tuning in. I have a setup tomorrow. Someone bought a tent for me, and I'm just in the middle of Ithaca. We've been drinking all night
There
and
you go.
having fun. So I'm on a phone tonight, but it don't matter if you look at the screen or not. I can't even tell if I'm looking at the screen.
No, you look good. You look good. You're on the screen.
All right.
So yes, in terms of space, I live with my mother, and I use the basement of her place and the shed outside,
Oh
and
shit!
it
So you got to carry shit upstairs all the time?
No, no, no. That's a good question actually. No, the basement has a door out back, and
Okay.
I just back the trailer right up to it. So I'm using a trailer, not enclosed. I would love an enclosed trailer, and I will get into that eventually. But I just have a trailer. So in terms of storage, I have the shed and the basement, and it's been good. It filled up way quicker than I thought. That's for sure. I mean, it takes up space, you know.
Well, so I started out of my mom's garage. Then I bought a small house with a small garage, and then I bought one of those carport things for like extra stuff.
Okay.
I say basically hustle as long as you can and deal with a little bit of like, we got to move some stuff to like get this or whatever
Mm,
until you can afford a place. Like take all the money and basically put it into new stuff. And then
that's where I'm at.
once you have the new stuff, then you're making more money and then you can afford a place.
Right. That's exactly my mindset right now. Just keep, like you said, hustling until, I grow out of the space or I get kicked out, and then I have to go elsewhere. But it's been good so far, and she's been really good about it. So
Right. That's cool.
yeah.
Um, so where do you think you're going in the future? Like with your market and everything, like where do you want to be?
So I definitely want to push more heavily towards weddings, larger tents, definitely. I I think I'm going to weed out my pole tents and just have frame tents for the most part, if not all frame tents. I might have a few larger pole tents because they do look really pretty for weddings. And then I want to get into high peaks, but definitely tents is the main selling point. I don't want to get into bouncy houses. A million people have asked me, but it's just not my cup of tea. I
It's a
just
whole different schedule. Like you're delivering Saturday morning and picking up Saturday night.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Okay.
Well, I mean, a lot of the places they do just like 4 hours, 6 hours. They don't
Oh,
want them overnight there.
okay.
I
I
mean,
didn't
there's
even know
definitely a
that.
lot of places that do drop off Friday, pick up Sunday, but the majority of places do just one day or just for the few hours you need it to.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, grind, baby, grind.
Yes, sir.
That's what
Let's
it
go there.
is. In the beginning, you just got to grind. You basically got to say yes to like even difficult jobs
Mm.
and just keep making that money and putting it in new stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I honestly, so this is my first business, and I'm definitely a nervous business owner, which I have to, I have to change that a little bit. But I've definitely turned down some really good opportunities, especially during COVID with, restaurants and just some crazy stuff. So I do have to, be more brave with my business, but it is a grind. It's been good.
So once you get into bigger tents, he makes a good point. Like 30 wides and 40 wides in frame tents kind of take a long time.
Okay.
30 wide and 40 wide frame pole tents are a lot faster.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean you're probably going to be in most people's backyards. You're not going to be on like a pavement or concrete, for
That's
a
true.
wedding. So like yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm selling my 30 by 60 frame tent, setting it up
Okay.
because I ended up hating it because it takes 4 dudes to set up. It's just kind of annoying. I don't know, but I ventured into the 30 wide frame tents and I was like, I don't like it. I'm just gonna stick
Okay.
with 30 wide pole tents and 40 wide pole tents. But it also depends on your market though. Like I don't know your market that well, but is it rural mostly or is it city mostly?
So yeah, this where I am. So I don't know if you know, you probably won't, but Worcester County, which is so I'm in central Massachusetts, which is primarily rural, I would say. And then as you push east towards Boston, it definitely becomes more urban. So that would benefit me, with the frame tents, because then I could start pushing towards Boston, because
Right.
like you
Okay.
said, there's a lot of pavement. Um, but so there's a good mix where I am. I don't know exactly where I want to end up. I like being in Massachusetts because I can charge more, but then there's the taxes, there's the laws, the permitting in Mass. It's Massachusetts, so there's that to deal with too.
Right. So are you getting pretty good prices? Like, let's say a 20 by 20 frame tent. Like, what are you getting out there?
I charge 405, but there's some people. Yeah, I'm happy about that. But there's some people that charge a little more, some that charge a little less. Now, even for my 20 by 20 pole tent, I charge 405 because the client does not know the difference. And as long as I make the right judgment for the customer, and when I say that, I mean if they say it's set up on pavement, I'll bring a frame tent. I wouldn't, screw them over, if you will, with a pole tent. But yeah, so I get 405 for a 20 by 20 anything, and then a 20 by 30 is 515. That's all I have right now.
That is an amazing price. I love that price.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
That doesn't include sides, right?
No, I do not. So it's funny that you mentioned that. My main, not he's not really a compet. I guess he is a competitor. It's a company that's been here for a while. in my same town. They are old fashioned. They only do frame tents. They do not charge delivery within a 30-mile radius, I believe, and they include sides. I charge delivery and I do not include sides because that's how you should do it.
Yeah,
So
that's how you should do it. So I got one company who includes half of the tent and sides, but every time I show up, like if someone rented a tent for them
mhm,
with the half sides, it's just nasty, nasty stuff.
really,
It's like, no, like I just think you need to charge for sides because it takes time to put up. It's
I
an
agree.
extra expense. A lot. It's a big expense actually to
Very
buy it.
expensive, honestly. They're way more expensive than I thought they'd be.
Yeah,
Sidewalls.
like on a like 250 for a 20-foot sidewall. Like,
It's crazy.
yeah, you wouldn't think, but then when like if you have a program that shows you how much you made, you can make a lot off of sidewalls in a short amount of time.
Okay. Yeah,
So
no, I'll definitely keep charging.
yeah, I do not get these companies that just include sidewalls.
I
Nothing.
think it's old fashioned. I mean, I don't know. This is only my second year in the business, but um, I don't know. I do charge for sides, and it's funny you mentioned that. Sides are expensive, and my thing with sides is, and I'm glad I did it from the get go. I bought the cheapest sides because I had to because I'm starting a business, but
Right.
I think you should just buy the cheapest sides because they all look the same for the most part, and that is the one of the rentals that gets abused the most.
It
So
is.
they're disposable almost.
People throw them on the ground when you tell them not to. If you have it up for a few too many days, it gets blasted in the wind. Yeah,
Right.
they get
So
beat
just
up.
buy the cheapest ones, and then just throw them out or do whatever you have to do and then get new ones. That's my thought process at least.
The decision I made was to go only window. I don't have
Okay.
any solid on my site
Interesting.
because I don't know. I don't want to own 1,000 feet in solid and 1,000 feet in window just to cater to the customer. I just do window only, and it hasn't affected me at all. It's just like I don't want to spend double the money to be able to say, oh yeah, we have solid or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, no, we just have window. That's the option you have.
Yep.
Windows are every 10 feet, so you're not if you're trying to hide a shed or a wood pile, it'll still be hidden or
Okay.
whatever. I didn't want to spend double the money basically, just to have solid versus window.
And I bet you never have clients asking for solid anyway. I don't know. Maybe you do, but windows are better anyway. They
Yeah,
always want window.
very very occasionally someone is like, we don't want our guests to see the garbage pile over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But like we just tell them like, hey, the windows are only every 10 feet because I mean you can get windows that are every 5 feet,
Oh, okay.
but we just get the ones with every 10 feet. And it's like you're not going to really see them. No one's going to pay attention.
Yeah, yeah. You're right.
We have a question. How many events are you doing each week during the season at the scale that you're currently at?
Not many. So, I mean, last year, so my first okay, so I started the company in 2019, but November of 2019. So my first event
Okay.
was yeah, so not really. So my first event was in 2020. It was July 3rd for a July 4th party. And last year I was doing maybe 2 to 3 a weekend. Now we're starting to book. May is going to be busy. I'm excited. I'd say 2 to 4, and I can really only do 4 because I only have 4 tents right now. Until
Right.
July, I'll have 6. But yeah, it's I definitely have to turn away business, especially for June 12th this year. Super busy. So I've turned down like 4 jobs for that, but
Is that
I need
is
more
that the
inventory.
graduation weekend out near you
It,
guys?
it must be. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's college graduation.
Right.
So June 12th is super busy. But no, I'd say average this year. I'm not all booked up yet, but I'll say 3 to 4. And if once I have more, probably 3 to 6. So it's going to start picking up. I'm building my clientele. I'm super active on social media. So if you guys want to go like the Facebook page, um, but I'm just trying to grow inventory and grow clientele. But right now, I'd say 3 to 4 a weekend.
Hey, and everyone that's watching, every once in a while I like to do this thing where we all give each other good reviews. So if you want to go check out Jared's Facebook or Google, you'll
Thank you,
see
man. I
it right
appreciate that.
there. It's EVO Tents. What's the town?
So it's Evo Tents LLC, and it's out of Northbridge, Massachusetts.
All right, but Jared, what you also have to promise to do is if they message you with their company name and town, you go leave them a good review too.
I totally will. I remember one time you posted in a group about reviews, and I went around like you did and gave a ton of reviews to company owners. So I totally will.
Basically, what happens is we do good all the time, and those people don't leave reviews, but you piss off one person.
Oh yeah,
and they leave a bad review. So yeah,
that's
I
how
left
it
at
is.
least 100 to 150 reviews on just random business pages.
Really?
Return. So like yeah, if everyone just goes leaves him a review, he'll leave you one. If you want to leave me one, my company's called Tenthal Rental, but message me directly with your name, with your company name and location, so I can find you and leave a review, and I will. Like I said, it's just kind of the dicks that want to leave bad reviews. Like every once in a while, we're gonna mess up, or
Right.
the customer just doesn't know what's going on, and but none of us are trying to do anything bad. So yes, we can help all each other out. We had a question. We'll both answer this. What do you charge for window sides? My area is so cheap. I'm charging $1.25 a foot. So basically,
Okay.
a 20-footer is $25. What are you charging?
So it's not much more. I charge $1.50 a foot for windowed and $1 a foot for solid. But I've seen a few guys in that group we're in. I think they charge $2.50 a foot for windowed, if I'm
Yeah, I
not
know.
mistaken.
Oh my God,
It's
250 a foot.
crazy.
That's amazing.
I know.
I would love to get that.
Same.
Hey, here we go. Just did a Google review. I love this guy. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's very active, huh? He's commenting a lot. I love it.
Yeah, that's like once you join some of these groups and stuff, you see who's active all the time. And like, I mean, these groups, Facebook groups and whatever, are very helpful. Like, you
Oh,
got a question
super.
anytime, you just post it, and like 20 people answer.
Mhm.
Like, are you a member of any of them?
Oh, you and I are in. It's funny because I watched all your videos, and then I went off on my own and started doing some more research, and I joined that Facebook group. And then I saw you comment on something. I was like, "Oh man, the famous Adam Keller's in here." But I'm in I'm in a group, and I forget what it's called, like professional tent rent,
Professional tent, or
or event rental company. It's something.
there's party rental knowledge, professional tents and events, event rental classifieds. Which event rental classified started as just a place to sell things, but then everyone's
Okay,
kind of used it as a place to ask questions too.
I'm in that. I don't use that as often. The other one, there's one more. I think that's the big one. Like I think it's 2,300 members, and I love it, dude. I've joined other groups, not tent related, other business related groups, and they're just not as helpful. I've asked questions and nobody answers. So our tent group that we're in, I forget the name of it right now, but super helpful. Like you said, 20 people will answer.
Right. There's another one called Event Professional Alliance. They're kind of more geared towards bounce houses and stuff,
Okay.
but they do more than that. They talk about like things that we would do, like the things that we would upsell, like just to make an event more fun.
Mm.
But yeah, the Facebook groups are amazing. Like I learned a lot of stuff. Like someone talked me out of buying a generator recently. Like the generator was $25,000,
Yeah.
and he's like, "No, dude, don't buy it because you need a mechanic to do this and whatever." I was like, "All right, thanks." Like the
Yeah.
Facebook groups are amazing.
Super helpful.
Yeah, but well, because I'm out with my friends and shit, I normally do these for a little longer. But sorry, guys, I'm gonna end this a little sooner. But I'd love to have you on in like a month or two, once your season starts getting like kind of crazy,
Yeah, definitely.
and then see how you're doing. It's. Are you happy with entering this business?
Oh, I love it, man. I really do. Like I said, the group's awesome. So, by saying the group's awesome, I mean just everybody, like competitors, even close to me, not in the group, are just everybody's been super helpful. And no, I love it. And everybody's happy after we set up an event. They think it's magical. So it's cool. It's really cool.
Right. So are you friends or associates or whatever with your local competitors?
Two of them I have met. Oh, sorry, my computer's doing something. Yeah, two of them. The one that's in my town, I met at a bar and I just talked to him for a second, but I don't really know him. No, I haven't really spoken with him, but two others I'm super close with. One of them I consider a mentor. He'll watch this video at some point, and he's helped me a lot. He's helped me a lot.
So basically, you've built a relationship with you are competitors. At the end of the day, you are competitors, but also they need you and you need them, because like I say all the time, there's no reason to turn down $1,000 job or $5,000 job because you don't have 20 chairs. Like, just say yes to the job. Go get those 20 chairs from your competitor.
Right.
And same thing they're gonna do. They may be bigger than you, but like let's say they need 1,500 chairs, but they're short 50. They're gonna
Right.
call you for those 50.
Oh no, definitely. No, it's been awesome. He's a really good guy, and no, I like my competitors, so I'm lucky with that. And like I said, the group's awesome. No one's bashing on each other. You know, it's a cool industry. It really
Yeah,
is.
it's kind of crazy that so many people are helping each other out and stuff. Like,
I
I
know.
wish this kind of stuff happened when I was just first starting out, because I would have avoided a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
What, is Adam still on the job? Tomorrow morning, we're setting up a 30 by 60 jumbo track light that a customer bought from us. So yes, I'm on the job, but we came out early to have some fun, because the season is going to begin and it's not going to be fun pretty soon, and I'm not going to have time. But all right, Jared, I appreciate you coming on. And like I said, I'd like to follow you up with you after your graduation weekend.
Oh, for sure.
And see how everything is going.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
All right, thanks everyone, and have a good night.